Alright, time to begin watching bad movies, particularly animated films. It's not likely that a lot of you have heard of Gumby. He's a claymation character first created in the 50s by Art Clokey, featured first in a 3-minute short film, Gumbasia, which paid homage to Walt Disney's Fantasia. Soon after, the character would make a small appearance on Howdy Doody, then star in a couple TV shows of his own. Then the thing about him you've definitely never heard about probably, him being in a feature-length film. No joke. I am not familiar with the character, so I am viewing this with fresh eyes. What could go wrong? Let's find out. First off, the title of the film itself is Gumby 1. Yeah, Gumby 1. I love how they're planning ahead, like anticipating a sequel. Yet on the VHS cover, it's simply titled Gumby the Movie. Guess that sequel won't happen after all. We then cut to a homage of one of the original shows playing on a drive-thru screen. Apparently. Then from above that satellite, we see this slab that looks like the monolith from 2001: A Space Odyssey. It splits into two different colored slabs, which then go to Earth. So, are we dealing with a sci-fi film where the main characters are extraterrestrial beings like an E.T.? Then we get this fly-through of a city with this stock music playing in the background. It sounds like it was made using MIDI, you know, that music making program. We get to a toy store where the red slab becomes Gumby's horse friend Pokey, while the green slab goes somewhere else?
Hi, Pokey. Mind if we put up these posters?
No.
It's announcing our concert tomorrow.
I wish Lowbelly would listen to something else occasionally.
Whoa, hold the phone! Something's bugging me about the voices. As you'd hear later, the voice acting would at times sound monotone, and the voices themselves sometimes don't fit the characters. But that's not the big problem. The big problem is the audio quality. I'd accept this if it was made in the 1960s, but this film came out in 1995, the same year we got Toy Story and Pocahontas. I have the same gripe with the animation. Look how basic it is. Again, this animation wouldn't have been such a big deal if it came out in the 60s. But this was 2 years after The Nightmare Before Christmas. Look at how much better that film looked.
Gumby! Are you up there, Gumby?
Never did it become more clear how out of date the voice acting is than here. Possibly many other moments.
Pokey, when are you going to learn not to stand by this pole? Yeah!
What the heck is that? Is that a human? Why are there humans in this claymated world? And why do they look so hideous? Then we see Prickle and Goo go down this super slide and collide with Pokey. Why are they clayed together?
I won't believe it. It can't be true.
To believe or not to believe, that is the question.
I was already disturbed by the robotic sounding voices without that joke, believe it or not. They get a visit to the hospital and are soon put in the deconfusion chamber. Can I be deconfused next so I understand why we're getting all this filler right off the bat? Yes, it is filler. It's not foreshadowing or whatever you call it. Oh, I do not like these human movements. This is just bad.
I'm scared!
Oh, you sure sound like it. They're soon separate, but the chromosomes get separated, making 2 of each. Why do we need to see all this? But they get back together anyway, so what's the difference?
Open the DC.
Oh cool, can I watch Batman now? That would be a better use of my time, since you'll be opening the DC. Then we cut to Gumby watching some sort of Native American ritual. It turns out he was just visiting all these different books in the book department. If you're familiar with the character, you can understand that he can go into all these different books and explore the various worlds within. But if is a huge key word in that sentence. Otherwise, I just confused the heck out of you. But anyway, we see Gumby's friends roaming around the books to look for him. Watch this animation of Pokey running through the field. That's top quality work right there. An absolute beast in stop motion. For a homemade project. Oh wait, this actually got a theatrical release? How did that happen? Now Gumby finally appears and speaks his first ever line.
Oh, I'm sorry, Pokey. I didn't know you were there.
You know, I'd much prefer if he was silent the whole time.
All aboard for the farm.
Why even have doors there if you're just gonna vault over it? Now they're on their way to the farm. As they're driving, we see this dark car pass by them with a surprisingly powerful engine. Look at the fire! I mean, jeez! Turns out they are the blockheads of the Easy Loan Company, delivering their letters through very sloppy animation work. Who is this guy? The Flat? And I guess he also has the Force. And I must say again, I hate the human designs in this movie! Why are there humans? Also, take note of this melodramatic reaction. This animation quality gets a 10. Out of 1,000,000!
Are you okay, lady?
I guess I'm all right. Oh!
Ew, ew, ew! Male voice on old lady alert! Male voice on old lady alert! Okay, I know it was a woman voicing the old lady, but listen to how masculine she sounds!
I just learned the loan company is taking away our farm.
Gosh, it must be awful losing your farm.
You don't know the half of it. If I bought a farm, I thankfully no longer have to sit through this. Hang on. A farm is at risk of getting repossessed? Okay, we already know how that's going to work out. Can we just stop watching right now? Or could the film get any worse?
Thank you, young man.
That's how you're going to end the conversation? Express some concern at least. Oh, I guess he's talking to the others who have received a similar notice.
The Easy Loan Company is taking our farms because we can't make our payments. We had so little rain last year that our crops couldn't grow.
If this was happening in real life, I'd express concern for these people. But since these are movie characters, I can't help but feel that there's nothing to worry about. The farms will be totally fine. It always happens like this in every movie with this type of story. So Gumby and his friends decide to hold a concert to raise money for the farmers. They go to a nearby barn. Hang on, we already established they could phase through objects, so why do they need to open doors? Oh, looks like their equipment is already set up.
No, Bucko! Rehearsal!
Why does everything in this movie take forever to happen?
A 1, 2, 3.
This music sounds like very basic rock. This is not one of the worst cases of music choice, especially considering what the regular score is like. But this isn't the type of music that's gonna stick with you for life. Then during the rehearsal, we see their dog shed a tear, which turns into a pearl. Why? Then comes the actual performance, where they're playing in front of an audience full of humans, with the exception of these two clay women. What's up with them? Are they like obsessive fangirls? Look at these two blockheads. They look awfully suspicious. And as if we didn't need much more hints, the dog cries a bunch of pearls during the performance, and the blockheads steal them. I can already tell where this is going. The band stops by the cafe to eat, leaving their dog in the car for the evil loan people to steal. Oh no! The dog was stolen! At the lab, they clone the dog in order to fool the band into thinking the dog hasn't left the car. Okay, we cut to the cafe. Hopefully something interesting.
Here, waiter. Take this back and bring me another thick shake. And get your circuits fixed before you make another mess.
Nope, not funny.
That robot really has his wires crossed.
Didn't laugh, not even a little chuckle.
Hey, Prickle, it brought you a new shake.
It's about time. I thought this piece of junk would never come back.
Do I gotta spell it out for you? Notfunny. Was that spelled? Not funny! I guess that third one a little differently, but seriously? You gotta do this joke not once, but 3 times? If it's not funny the first time, why would it be funny any time after? Can we just get back to the lab? If there's one good thing about these lab scenes, it's that our 2 villains never speak a word. All we need to see is that they play their recorded tape of the band performing to earn their precious tear pearls. But of course, that would be too easy.
Subject will respond only to live music by same instruments.
Live music by the same instruments? How is that any different than what they're attempting? Meanwhile at the barn, promoter Groucho Marx comes by to see the band rehearse.
Yes, this boggles my brain. Fantastic.
There we go. Someone out there is speaking our thoughts right now. Groucho has Gumby sign a contract that has the band film a music video. When receiving the okay from his colleagues, the hay bales fall slower than they should. A little bit of slapstick, which would have been okay if, the animation was actually good. Then, pretty much immediately after he leaves, the blockheads come in disguised as the film crew.
Hey, fellas, what do you know? Our first break on TV.
Also, these guys seemed a little suspicious. I mean, Groucho Marx just left, and now these guys just show up.
Wow! Think I should get a haircut?
No, I think you should get a voice doctor. You might have inhaled a liter too much helium. And I don't mean a milliliter, I mean a liter. Apparently this whole time, these 2 fangirls were secretly watching and follow the bad guys to their lair while they have the crew in the back of the refrigerator truck.
I'm sure glad they turned on the air conditioner.
Stop! Stop talking! Never speak again until you get your voice fixed! But hang on, something's missing from this shot. Can you guess what it is? Wait, it's not what, it's who. And that who is Gumby. Odd. They get back to the lair and clone the unconscious band members they have. Why clone them instead of having them set up to perform for the dog? I don't know. I'm not the idiot villains who come up with these plans that have no thought behind them.
You are to capture Gumby and bring him here.
Wait, what?
You are to capture Gumby and bring him here.
Whoa! Hold on just a minute! The computer just told the robots that they have the objective of capturing Gumby. An objective that wouldn't have been given to them if the lone people did that alongside the other band members. Do they have any subtlety? Okay, we're back at the farm.
That crazy dog. Look out, Prickle.
Nice. That was a good take. Maybe a little more emotion, please? But here's the real drama. Gumby goes in the back of the truck as the clone instructs him and he drives off. Isn't that a bit suspicious?
Hey, Sinbuckle, I want to ride in the cab.
It's not that I don't trust you, I just feel safer in the cab. He even pulls the look of someone having second thoughts about the whole thing. I'm shocked that he even had first thoughts. But anyway, they discover the dog is a faker when they try to bathe it and the robotic systems get fried.
Somebody kidnapped him, that's for sure. They made a robot copy of him. We gotta catch up with Gumby and tell him. Come on!
Why are you so calm about this? Get a load of this whole car not starting cliche. Yep, they went that far. The car just won't start. And within this time, Gumby gets cloned.
Tara, I can't believe this. They've got Gumby.
What? Those fangirls are still there? Why didn't they go back to warn Gumby of what was happening? Those girls are useless! Useless, I tell you! Also, this whole cloning scheme is just stupid. Why not just trick the band into thinking they're doing the recording session, have them play their instruments so they could get all the tear pearls they want? Why does the dog only cry pearls from hearing the actual instruments and not recordings? Why is there humans in this movie? Why does nothing make sense? By the way, notice that with all these doors there, they could have put each band member behind one of those doors, but they're all put behind door number 3. So what's the point of having all those other doors? And why do they need to open them? They can phase right through! So anyway, now that the whole band is cloned, they play their rock music.
Oh, this is terrible. I can't stand it anymore.
Literally everyone's reaction to this music right now. As expected, they trip the alarm, but get away quickly, and the evil lone people send a Gumby clone after them.
Don't you remember the title of the book, Tara?
I'll know it when I see it. Ah, there it is.
That voice. You gotta be kidding me. Thankfully, they're out of that nightmare-inducing disaster and make their way back to the right book by following the truck. Oh, and guess what? The car still won't start. Oh, come on, you guys. Back to the Future handled this better.
It's Gumby!
No, it's not. They tell this faker the bad news, and with his flat expression, I'm shocked they aren't suspecting anything. But thankfully, they're saved by the fangirls.
Don't get in the truck! That's not Gumby! It's a robot! It'll lock you in there the way Gumby was kidnapped! Run!
Oh, fangirls, what would we do without you?
I have an idea how to fix this robot.
Apparently she can fly, a character trait that appeared literally nowhere else in the picture. Why even use the car if she can fly? Her methods include firing paintballs into the robot's eyes, and at that moment, Groucho Marx drives up and the bad news is delivered.
Well, there's no time to lose. I've scheduled TV camera and sound crews to be here in 2 hours. So hop in, everybody, hop in.
Does every actor in this movie have to be horrible in order for this film to get released? Actually, we're only about halfway done. And how long is this film? 90 minutes?! I feel like I spent 2 hours here! After finding the book, they sneak in, and you gotta love this part. The dog barks as they enter. One of the blockheads goes over and gets kicked into the other by the horse. Then they get tied up by the mermaid. Slapstick. Isn't it funny? Isn't it funny? Followed up with the clones having a seizure. Then they have to use a card key to get in the room where the band is being held. A freezing room where the band is hardened clay, in which they are returned to normal when the heat is turned up.
Whatever happened? And who's playing the music so badly?
The composer of the score in this film. Who else? Not only are they playing music badly, but look at how choppy this animation is. This got a theatrical release?
Boy, they sound awful.
Gumby learns of the evil plans and deactivates the robot. Rather easily, I'd say. Okay, so we can go home now? Ah, who am I kidding? We've got like 30 minutes left. Oh look, the rest of the band is melted.
I'll call Professor Cap. He'll know what to do.
Or you could turn the thermostat down! But then we wouldn't have a 90-minute feature where the 3 melted band members are being brought back to their proper form. Meanwhile, the bad guys untie themselves, reactivate the Gumby bot, and kidnap Goo.
Goo has been kidnapped by the robot that looks like you. It just drove away with Goo locked in the van.
He did this because he knew the film had to be 90 minutes long and... Oh, we know it too. Gumby catches up with the faker and tries lassoing him, but only to turn this into a cartoon. He's okay. So, after tripping the alarm, Gumby is chased by the robot, and he goes into the Knights of the Round Table cassette.
I need a suit of armor and a good sword.
The best sword in the kingdom is still available. It's out in the courtyard, stuck in a rock. It belongs to the first swordsman who can pull it out.
I mean, this is the King Arthur legend after all. Upon receiving his armor, he goes to the sword in the stone and tries to pull it out. But he couldn't do it before this faker shows up. What? The real Gumby tries his darndest to pull the sword out, but this clone can pull it out like it's nothing? I guess he seems to be programmed like he's stronger, but he has essentially the same build as Gumby. They meet up in the dungeon and chase each other in the...
We're Knights of the Round Table, we dance where we're able.
Yup, it's the gathering place of the Knights of the Round Table.
Sir Lancelot, the lad needs a sword.
Why is Sir Lancelot black?
Hey, green one up there.
Which green one? The one without a sword, of course. Oh, yeah!
You see, I've just begun to fight.
And get a load of this epic choreography. Forget what Star Wars provided. This is the real stuff! Oh look, he got sliced in half. Oh no. What a surprise. He reformed. At this point, there's literally no stakes. And the robot is just as vulnerable. Gumby fires the crossbow at him, he just takes it out of his chest like it's nothing.
Tara, drive around behind and wait for me there.
Space. The final frontier.
Gumby enters the armory of the ship and grabs a lightsaber to chop the faker's hand off. Now a fight between them in the style of Star Wars. Because isn't that a great idea? Give me the Schwartz fight in Spaceballs any day.
He did it. What?
There goes a lightsaber, yet somehow I feel nothing. Cyber Gumby wins. Fatality. What are you two celebrating about? You know Gumby's gonna reform after what happened before. Why are you surprised? He meets back up with a fangirl and follows a fire engine through a train set. Nothing in this world has any logic behind it! The driver of the engine is Gumby's father, who short-circuits the robot with a fire hose while it was fighting Gumby. What is this, the Wizard of Oz? The bad guys even make the mistake of sending the other clones outside where water is present. Funny, that doesn't feel the least bit satisfying. They round up the bad guys, they save Goo, and now the music video can begin filming. Since this music video is long, let's just fast forward through it.
One, 2, 3, 4, fade. Yes, good show, good show. Wrap it up.
Bravo!
Let's clap like we're having a seizure. After shooting is a picnic, where Gumby opens his own farm-centered loan company that gives reasonable loans, and the blockheads are forced to weed the garden. And with all that's done, and after such a long ending, almost 15 minutes, Gumby and Pokey go back home. Please let this be done already.
Lift off. Lift off.
Please just end.
That's Planet 2049. Gumby wave.
Oh, the end credits! Oh, finally it's done! I couldn't stand it. The animation was bad, the voices are bad, the story has too many gaping holes, it's too slow, it's completely unengaging, it's a pile of manure, that's all you need to know about it. I sat through this movie, so you don't have to. The end, good day!
I won't believe it. It can't be true.